the key on the offense on any given day. He's the guy, but he hasn't had to be the guy like he did last year. He averaged 23 points per game last season, only at 18, and you know you're a good player when you say only 18. So can the ball get moved around? Can other players get involved? That's going to be a question that this young season so far seems to say yes, that there's other options for this Thunder offense.
And speaking of Soren Richardson, what's going on the court right now, the refs during the timeout ruled that there was an intentional foul by Richardson on that dunk attempt from Noah Mason. So Noah Mason's going to have 2 free throws, and Benedictine will take possession.
And that's not a play that you expect your senior leader on the team to make. Turnover, commit the intentional foul.
That was the right idea, but not very well executed, unfortunately. And speaking of Soren Richardson, again, he's also out on the sideline right now as the athletic trainer is taking a look at him. Kyle Nebbs substitute in for him. I hope he's okay. To return to the action here. Ryan Sammons dishes it out to LaPlante. Back to Sammons. Sammons with the fake. The Thunder holding up on defense. A nice backdoor cut, but it's off the glass. And that's Greer trying to save it. But Ryan Tucker goes up with the strong finish. And that is now an 11-0 lead for these Benedictine Eagles, coming out strong. As the Thunder beat the press, Devin Martin takes it beyond the arc. Kicks out to Greer. Greer posts up. Double teamed. Swarmed. And the ref's going to rule a jump ball here as Greer unable to get away from that double team press of Noah Mason and Ryan Sammons.
And the Eagles have clearly come out with much more energy to start this first half. Look way more aggressive, and they've put the Thunder offense on their heels, and they're really putting the pressure on them both sides of the court.
Absolutely, and a substitution for the Thunder. That's Reed Olson coming in for Brady Winya. And that's a nice jump shot from Kyan Vanderwood to kick things off scoring-wise for the Thunder. Reed Olson, one of the Thunder's top three-point shooters percentage-wise. He's 5 for 9 this year. Hasn't got seen a lot of minutes, though. And that's going to be a foul on the three-point shot. So that was number 23, Nathan LaPlante, attempting his second 3 of the night. And another foul for the Wheaton Thunder. And Benedictine didn't score too much their first 2 games. Scored 68 in their first game, 75 in their second. But against Aurora, they scored 87. Very balanced scoring. They've had a different scoring leader each game. And this is a scary team to face when their offense is on, given how good their defense has performed so far this season and also in the last couple of years.
You mentioned the balanced scoring from the Thunder offense. Same can be said for these Eagles. They spread the ball around. They don't really have a key scorer. They expect to get points from everyone on the court, and we're seeing that play out early on as they've got 13 in a hurry.
Vanderwood feeling good about the jumper. Breaks it off the backboard. This is Ryan Sammons, point guard for Benedictine. Driving but forced out by Reed Olson. Sammons will take it up top. They'll try to post up Aiden Worth. He controls it near the sideline. He's posting up Carson Greer. This is a matchup we'll be looking at all night. As Aiden Worth long off the rim. And here's Kyan Vanderwood. This Thunder team loves to get out in transition. Benedictine able to get back in time. Stephen Martin to Olson. Greer with the spin move. Kicks out to Vanderwood. Vanderwood drives. Looks like Martin was open there on the back cut. Not able to find him, though. Vanderwood bricks another off the backboard. Tough shot selection.
Yeah, the ball not moving quickly on offense for the Thunder at the moment, forcing up shots that they do not want. Low percentage.
Sammons, the screen from Worth. Worth not looking for the ball, though. That ball will be thrown out of bounds, and that'll be the Eagles' first turnover of the night.
Last 2 defensive possessions, Greer has defended that post well and is going to have a tough matchup, but he's starting to settle in. They're going to key in on that. Obviously, 6'8", got a lot of height. Going to want to control down low.
Aiden Worth, as I already mentioned, Benedictine's leading scorer in that game against Aurora, 20 points on the night. And Greer against Hope College had a career game with a huge 24-point, 12-rebound double-double. He was absolutely key as some of the other Thunder scorers were a little off that day. Reed Olson for three. Bang! Thunder's first three of the night. And Reed Olson's 6th three of the season cuts the deficit to 8 for the Thunder. And that ball is thrown away again by Ryan Sammons. Vanderwood dribbling up the floor. Reed Olson sets, shoots, and a foul is called on Nathan LaPlante. Olson will be heading to the line for three.
Yeah, just came across after the shot. Olson, we mentioned Neb's ability to shoot the three ball. Olson shooting it great as well. Second on the team in three-point percentage.
And the first one circles around the rim and in. And here's the first three-pointer from Reed Olson. Gets open there on the perimeter, and the Thunder, Coach Schauer is telling those players, take those shots all day. They've been on fire this season from three. They had a little bit of an off day against Hope College, shooting 5 for 19, but in their first two games, they were 11 for 23 and 11 for 22, and you're not going to be losing too many basketball games if those are your numbers shooting from outside the arc.
Of course not. Looking over at the sideline, it looks like Soren's still with the trainer. He's got some ice up to his face, so monitor that.
And obviously that would be huge for the Thunder if he can't play for the rest of the game, but Hudson Parker subbed in for Benedictine. He's their leading assister on the team despite not having as many minutes as the other players. He'll take it up top with the shimmy. Kicks it out though. It's inside. It's Pavel Magazine, a 6'9", big man for Benedictine. Misses that one short. Vanderwood up the floor, gets it to Nebs. He's dangerous. Swarmed immediately though. Got Noah Hedrick in here, substitution for Wheaton again. Already Coach Schauer going deep into the bench. Kai and Vanderwood. That one's short off the rim. Benedictine will pick up the rebound. Ryan Tucker open for three. It's good. Another three for Benedictine. They don't shoot a lot of them, but they've had some chances tonight and they're taking advantage.
How good was that from Tucker, creating his own separation, quick release.
Hedrick to Martin. Olsen looking for Nebs. Nebs turns, shoots. Bang! Nebs from beyond the arc. Benedictine and Wheaton exchanging blows here early on as the Thunder trying to chip away at that early deficit. Pavel gets the ball. And that's Hudson Parker kicking it out. And that's a steal for Devin Martin. He's the leading stealer on the team. Vanderwood rises up with the slam on the fast break, coming off the steal from Devin Martin. That's a great example of of turning defense into offense.
Vanderwood a couple misses early, not going to miss that one, jamming it home at two.
Benedictine looking to get into their offense here. This is Pavel Magazine posting up against the slightly undersized Noah Hedrick. Three for Benedictine, it's good. That's Connor Glasgow, only averaging 2 points per game so far this season. Already doing better than that tonight as the Eagles hit another early three. Nebs for three. Oh, that one's just a little off. As you mentioned, he's been lighting it up from beyond the arc so far this season. He's now hit 12. Hudson Parker kicks it out. The drive from Glasgow and the nice finger roll. Getting into the paint, and you want to see the Thunder probably contest that shot a little more. So he got there pretty easily. Vanderwood slows it down. Hedrick will take it. Forced away from the paint. Vanderwood drives, defended nicely by LaPlante. Martin goes up, tries for the reverse layup, and they're going to call a foul there. That one's going to be on Pavel Magazine.
That was a good take down low. Martin getting to the free throw line, something that this Thunder team wants to do. Not shooting too bad as a team, 71%. Obviously, Some free throws played a key factor in their loss.
A lot of substitutions here for Wheaton. Soren Richardson is back in, along with Carson Greer, excuse me. Benedictine also with some substitutions. Ibrahim Igala is in, as well as Noah Mason, who's their Benedictine's leading scorer so far in the season, averaging 14 points and 9.7 rebounds. Already 2 double-doubles for Noah Mason this season. He's also the only Benedictine player to score in double digits in all 3 games so far this season. And that one's turned over by Benedictine. Another ball that's thrown away. That's already their 3rd turnover of the night as Hudson Parker, swarmed by the Wheaton defense. We won't take possession back.
Yeah, Gala, just miscommunication there. Turnovers early from both teams.
Richardson had a rough shooting day against Hope College, only shooting 4 for 17. Reed Olson takes another 3. That's short off the rim, but Richardson with offensive rebound goes up and one! As that one hits the front of the rim and rolls in, and you like to see Soren Richardson connecting his first shot attempt of the night.
Well, and that's why you need him on the floor right there. Goes up strong, gets that rebound, gets fouled, converts, came in with his nose packed, must have gotten hit up high in the face, still goes up strong, not afraid. Your leader on the team. Richardson,
usually a pretty good free throw shooter, shooting 14 for 60 on the season, 87%, but misses that one. Hudson Parker at point, trying to figure out what to do with that. It's Ryan Tucker trying to make a move. Goes up and lays it in. Some nice moves there from Ryan Tucker, and Benedictine already putting points up on the board as they take a 7-point lead less than 10 minutes into this game.
There just hasn't been enough help down low. Wide open driving lanes. The Eagles are going to convert those all day long.
Usually you look for guys like Carson Veers and Brady Winya to get those blocks and protect the rim. And it looks like Reed Olson was out of bounds there on the 3-point attempt. That one was going in. That would have been his second 3 of the night.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Got to know where you are on the court. But good to see that they are starting to get some shooters open.
And of course, the last time these two teams played, Benedictine won 85-84. The last 4 times these teams have played, it's been decided by 1 possession as Aiden Worth for 3 knocks it down. He is now 3 for 3 from 3 in the season. He doesn't shoot a lot. As Carson Greer with the shot, and it's good. The Thunder refusing to back down as they're matching every Benedictine 3 with one of their own. The drive, and it's a foul on LaPlante. That's Soren Richardson there with the contact. The Thunder just not getting back on defense nearly in time. Little late, and LaPlante takes advantage, draws the foul, heads to the line.
Yeah, another mistake there from Richardson. He had help down low, didn't need to go up.
A lot of substitutions for Wheaton again. Brady Winya, Kyle Nebbs, and Devin Martin all coming in. Wheaton has mainly been using a 7-man rotation this year with the starters we saw for tonight, and then Kyle Nebbs and Reed Olson. But already we've seen a couple of different players that aren't usually in, like Reed Olson and Christian Veers and Noah Hedrick.
They're getting contributions from all of them, so it's good to see that. Hopefully that continues, gives you more options.
Martin was wide open for 3, decided to pass that up. Now it's poked away, out of bounds though, on Noah Mason. Devin Martin, the team's leading assister this year, also has 9 turnovers. And you know that's a priority for Coach Showers. For this team is taking care of the ball. That was part of what cost them in that game against Hope. Brady Winya drives, goes up. A hard foul from Aiden Worth. Winya will be heading to the line.
That's smart there. Once you got the defender up in the air, you go up immediately. You're going to get that foul called. Nothing Worth could do. Winja getting to the line.
And he misses the first free throw. Thunder 4 for 7 so far tonight with that. And going back to that Hope game, it's a heartbreaking loss for the Thunder, and part of the reason why they lost is a lot of missed free throws in those last couple of minutes. And for Coach Schauer in practice, he's really been working on practicing the fundamentals with the Thunder as Coach Schauer calls a timeout. And something that's been really telling so far this game of how it's been going is Benedictine is shooting 9 for 12 from the field, 75%. And that just kind of shows the great shot opportunities they've been getting. And the Thunder have just been kind of letting them do whatever they want.
Yeah, they shot 50% from the field in their last contest as well. So the Eagles' offense definitely starting to heat up between their last one and this one. So something that they're going to want to focus in on, this Thunder defense. Not enough pressure down low, and they've been caught kind of with their feet scrambled up. That they're getting a lot of quick cuts, and we've seen players kind of flying past their men. And when a team shoots 50%, if you leave them wide open, you might as well consider that number 80% because they've been converting on all those looks.
Benedictine also 4 for 4 from 3. They're shooting 33% in the season, but tonight they've been hot. And the Thunder desperately trying to catch up to this Benedictine buzzsaw so far in this first 10 minutes. It's going to be Ryan Sammons. He's been handling the ball for the Eagles for a lot of this game. No screen from the plant. He kicks it out to Ryan Tucker, averaging 12 a game so far for this Benedictine squad. Back to Sammons up top. He'll hand it off to Mason. Worth was there on the roll. Wasn't looking for it, though. Mason with the pull-up jumper. It's too long. Rebound corralled by Brady Winya. Devin Martin here. Try to use that screen. He'll shoot the three, and it's good, but that'll be a moving screen violation by Brady Winya.
Let's look at this one. Yeah, he's sliding down low. Just some costly errors so far early. They've shot, their percentage of shooting the ball after a whistle blown is 100% so far. Unfortunately, they've just made a couple mistakes before they can get it to count.
As those small details that'll cost you at the end of games. It's Noah Mason, the drive, the spin move, the finish. Over and around Carson Greer. Nice job by Mason. He's really coming to his own this season, taking over scoring for these Eagles after two seniors were the two highest scorers on the squad last year. He's just been such a dominant factor in scoring and rebounding. Also has the most blocks and steals on this Benedictine team, as you see an example of that right there. LaPlante goes up, but he bricks that off the backboard. Vanderwood on the transition with the moves, and that one is slammed out of bounds by Noah Mason with the volleyball spike.
Yeah, we have blocks on both ends. Greer on one, Mason on the other, and Mason all of a sudden in a hurry is flying all around.
Mason came all the way from the free throw line to get that block, and I just mentioned he has the most blocks and steals on the Eagles team so far this year, and there's an example of both right there. It's going to be a foul on Benedictine as the Thunder will take it out of bounds. Nebbs, he'll throw it into Greer. Greer will hand it up on beyond the arc. Nebbs looking for the three, wasn't there. Vanderwood up top. Greer trying to set a screen for Nebbs. He does. Bang! Nebbs, Kyle Nebbs, his second three of the night. Continues his hot streak so far this season as the Thunder once again cut the deficit to within 10.
Yeah, you're going to want to see Nebbs shoot more. He only had 4 attempts in that last matchup, and he's already 2 for 3 to start. It's going to be important that we see as many shots that he can get up as possible.
And that one is out on Brady Winya, as that was Aiden Worth there posting up. Ball, according to the ref, touched Winya as he was sitting out of bounds, lying on the ground there. See some disagreement from the Wheaton bench, but it'll be Eagles ball as Noah Mason looks to throw it in here.
Yeah, replay looked to disagree as well. That's a tough call. Hard to make, though, right there, except for he's standing right over it.
That's a 3, and it's off the mark. It's Carson Greer, 7 rebounds per game, grabs that one. Kyle Nebbs immediately shoots, and that one is in and out. So Noah Mason handles the ball up the court, gets it to LaPlante. LaPlante immediately doubled, back out to Mason. Mason will shoot the 3, short off the rim. And that's going to be a foul all the way on the other side of the court on Hudson Parker.
Yeah, Winya, good board there. Thunder starting to rebound better down low. Going to be key as well. But going back to Nebbs, you're going to want to see him shoot 7, 8 times from beyond the arc, knowing that he can convert those. He's gone 5 for 8, 4 for 7. So if he gets those attempts, you trust he'll convert and get some more points for this offense.
And Vanderwood with the tough finish over Aiden Worth. What a play by Vanderwood. And that was a very nice job on the press break from the Thunder. Vanderwood going up strong. He's had a great season so far this season. Had a career high in points the first game of the season against Concordia, Wisconsin. Scored 26.
The Thunder offense able to spread out wide, and Vanderwood all sorts of space. Caught that ball at the free throw line, had a clear look.
That one almost missed, but Vanderwood with the shooter's touch, and the Thunder bring this deficit within 4. It's the closest they've been since Benedictine came out with a 7-0 lead. Hudson Parker bring the ball up. As I mentioned, even though he's only played 48 minutes so far this season, he's leading the team with 8 assists. As he drives, kicks it out, but it's tipped by Winya. Nebbs comes away with it. Martin tries to make a move. Hudson Parker, though, with the steal, goes up for the layup. That's blocked by Nebbs and out on Parker.
Kyle Nebbs, smart, just got a fingertip on it. It's tough in those takes. You expect to get contact, Parker, and if you go up soft at all, you're going to get a hand in the way, and Nebbs not only able to knock that one away, but able to keep possession as well.
Nebbs with great athletic instincts. He was recruited as a football player as Vanderwood takes the 3. That one misses. Nebbs was recruited as a football player. D1 quarterback. Had recruiting offers, but decided to come to Wheaton and play basketball. Coach Schauer is certainly grateful for that, as he's been instrumental throughout his time here. That's Ryan Sammons to Mason. Mason wants to take this 1-on-1 opportunity against Reed Olson. Has the size mismatch. He posts up with the fadeaway. That one's way off the mark. But Benedictine will come down with the rebound. And that one's banked off the backboard from 3 by Ryan Tucker. He was just trying to beat the shot clock. Just nonchalantly lobbed it up, and everything's going in so far for Benedictine so far.
I was fortunate. Took a quick look at the shot clock, saw there was no time, and threw that one up and got it to fall.
Tucker already with 10 points. The leading scorer so far tonight on both sides.
You know, Drew, I don't know if you've seen the Drake May Instagram handle posts after Drake May's performances. I want a Kyle Nebbs t-shirt, and I want all the fans to have that on. I love watching him shoot the ball.
Absolutely, I have seen that, and that would be great to do for Nebbs, and he's really grown into abilities as a catch and shooter. He's so quick. Once he gets the ball, he just goes up with it right away as here we go. And that one's long. Brady Winyuk trying to come down with the rebound, but eventually corralled by the Eagles. Benedictine will take it here. The screen from Magazine. The shot from Tucker, it's off, in and out. Nebbs chases down the rebound. Reed Olsen will bring it up here. And it looks like Devin Martin limping off the court. Not good to see another Thunder player head over to the athletic trainer. Storm Richardson was already over there. But he came back in the game. We'll see what happens with Devin Martin. Carson Greer will take it out of bounds. Olsen will set it up. Looks like they're looking to try to isolate Wunya down low. That ball tapped away. Wunya, though, posting up with the spin move. Goes up, but that one blocked by Ryan Tucker as he just didn't have that shot right there. Double team from Benedictine.
Yeah, Magazine, great job defending down low. Stays down, allows his help to come over.
Vanderwood with the nifty fadeaway jumper. He's been doing well from mid-range so far this game.
Coach loves to see a good inbounds play, workout.
And there's the 3 attempt, nothing but net for Connor Glasgow. That's his second 3 of the game. He's already scored 8 points. Not a usual score for this Benedictine squad as Greer drives and finishes, and that's what we saw him do so much against Hope College with those drives to the bucket. Benedictine here with the dish to LaPlante. LaPlante will post up, and Greer rejected. Sends that one away, dribbles up the court. He drives, he kicks to Nebbs, Nebbs to Vanderwood. Vanderwood goes up, off the backboard, off the rim. The Eagles will take this one, looking to get something going in transition. And what a shot by Ryan Salmons. Fouled and off the backboard. I don't know how he made that shot.
Yeah, tough move there. Salmons getting the and one. And this Eagles offense has made some impressive shots in this first half.
And that's really been a surprise given how we already mentioned they're a bit of more of a low-scoring team. They focus on the defensive end, but they've come out tonight, hit their shots, ran their offense, and they've really just been taking advantage of the Thunder's slowness to get to their spots on defense.
Yeah, they rely on that shooting efficiency, and we're seeing that play out here.
Olsen to Wunya on the wing. Richardson looking for the roll. And he's hit in the face again. It's a foul on Noah Mason, and Richardson was already out of the game for some contact to that area. Looks like he'll be able to shake this one off, though, and he'll be heading to the line for a one-on-one free throw attempt.
Yeah, you only want to poke the bear so many times before you start to unleash Richardson. He's been quiet so far.
And he misses his second free throw of the night. It's a rare miss for him, but grabs the Hedrick grabbed the rebound and kicked it out to Richardson, but doesn't connect from 3. Got Salmons here. Fake screen from Worth. Salmons, and that's going to be a carry, as it looks like he was going to try to dish it off and then kept dribbling. That's a rare call, but probably a correct one from the referee.
Yeah, Salmons thought he had a look and looked up, saw 3 Thunder defenders and then nowhere to go with the ball.
Richardson with the fake. Tries to get it to Wunya. Off the roll. Swinging around to Olsen. Wunya with the move, the ankle breaker, and knocks down the jumper. That will be going on his highlight reel for sure. As the crowd goes crazy for that one. Salmons, again, fake screen from Worth. Salmons spins, gets it to Worth. Worth with the teardrop floater. Nothing but net. Olsen here trying to decide what to do with it. Salmons playing some lockdown defense. Richardson out back to Olsen. Vanderwood looking. All the way over to Richardson. To Hedrick. Hedrick sees an open lane. Kicks it out to Olsen. Olsen dribbles to the corner, shoots, and it's good! Reed Olsen from the splash zone. That's his third three of the game. He's shooting 3 for 3. And it's those threes that have been keeping the Thunder in this game.
Yeah, thought he had an open look initially. Took a dribble, put it up anyway, and still converted.
And the alley-oop! What a play from Noah Mason. A great find from Ryan Sammons. Another highlight reel play in this game. And that was just perfectly executed.
Yeah, what a cut there. Unbelievable.
And Richardson, with a nice cut of his own, lays it up. It's off. Winiak gets the rebound, and he's fouled. Benedictine doesn't like that call, as they thought it was a jump ball. It's Coach Jordan Townsend over there on the side, shaking his head, but Brady Winiak will head to the line. And you usually don't see Richardson miss shots like those. He has a great scoring instinct and usually is really good around the rim, but that one just wrong angle. So Thunder miss another free throw. Now 6-4-11 on the night. And for a team that's so good at shooting three-pointers, you'd expect the Thunder to be better at free throws, but somehow those things just aren't correlating for them right now.
Yeah, you see the way that Winiak was able to get down low and get that board. Unfortunately, can't convert on the free throw line, but he's able to use his body position there and force that foul from Mason to come over the top. So smart play there to draw the foul. Unfortunately, can't convert.
It's Tucker kicking it out, but that one's thrown away, and the Eagles try to save it, but Thunder grab a hold of it. Vanderwood with the Euro step off the backboard and in. Vanderwood off the glass, another transition play. When he gets the ball off a defensive opportunity, he likes to rush and get down the other side, and that time worked out.
Yeah, Vanderwood seemed to throw his hands up like he didn't expect that to go in. I don't know if that was exactly what he was intending when he went up, but he converted well.
Parker finds LaPlante on the back cut with the reverse layup. Great touch from LaPlante. Great find from Tucker. Hedrick here sees the lane, but that's blocked by Connor Glasgow. Glasgow finds Ryan Tucker, and he's fouled as he goes up for the layup.
Yeah, that backdoor cut has been open for the Eagles all night long, and they've been leaning in on that play.
It's worked several times, most notably with that alley-oop to Noah Mason. You don't see plays as much like that as much in D3 as you do in the NBA, but certainly impressive athleticism from Noah Mason. Tucker on the line. He's averaging 12 points a game this season, which is the second most on this Benedictine squad. They're a pretty balanced team scoring-wise. They only have 3 players scoring in double digits, but they have a lot of players with 7, 8, 9 points per game. Very team-oriented offense.
And now they're shooting 80% from the free throw line as opposed to the 50% the Thunder are shooting.
Yeah, those points certainly add up throughout the game as Vanderwood playing through the contact. Olsen kicks it out. Greer to Vanderwood. Vanderwood finds his way through the Benedictine defenders, but that's blocked. Another shot blocked for Benedictine. It's Parker here. Tries to drive. Defended by Olsen. It's Tucker here. Using the screen from Magazine. Tucker with the tough fadeaway jump shot. Everything is going in for Benedictine so far. They're shooting, it looks like 59% from the field. 60% now with that shot. 6 for 9 from 3, 80% from free throw. Those are some great shooting splits.
Yeah, big possession here to build any sort of momentum.
Nebbs coming off the screen. Buries the 3 as time expires. A great set play from the Thunder as Carson Greer frees up Nebbs with the screen. And we go into the half with the Eagles, a strong offensive performance, leading the Thunder 48-40. We'll be back in a bit.
I'm Terrence Campbell, and I have the privilege of serving as the Director of Graduate Admissions here at Wheaton College. Now, we get it. For adult learners, juggling work, family, and church commitments while trying to answer the deeper call is no small feat. That's precisely why we've tailored many of our programs to seamlessly integrate into your life, enabling you to focus your talents to make a difference in a world that needs it. You'll hear directly from some of our students sharing their own experiences of how they have successfully managed to weave graduate studies into their own busy lives.
I have 3 kiddos, and so I also work full-time, so it's been really awesome to be able to learn and to be able to take in all this information and put it into practice, like in my current job, in my current position in ministry, while learning at the same time and working towards my degree. There would be no way that I would be able to come to all the in-person classes as much as I love being on campus.
I had been involved in music for a long time, but have transitioned to do more and more ministry, and felt that I needed to kind of round out my education in that area. Obviously, the modality of the hybrid format was really appealing because I'm still working full-time. So to be able to go into an environment where I could continue working full-time but also study in the online format, but also have the on-campus experience from time to time was really attractive.
When I came back to this program, I'd been out of school for 34 years. That's pretty scary. The hybrid model, I do think was essential for me. As much as I love to come on campus and do campus classes, and I see a real advantage to that, that is not always possible with the other things that I have going on in my life.
There's 5 of us that actually are staying together in a house, an Airbnb, and that's been great because we're having dinner together and we're having breakfast together, and that element of learning together and then processing that out loud conversationally has been just fantastic.
In other classes, we still get to know each other through video calls and things like that, but I do feel like I have a special bond with these people. They're all across the country, so it's special to know that I have friends that are in different states that I can connect with and call upon and get their input on different stuff.
About 50 times since I've started the program, I've said to myself, why didn't I do this sooner? It's been enriching spiritually, it's been enriching personally, it's been challenging academically. It's required me to use some muscles I haven't used since a long time ago when I was in school. And it has just been such a rich experience that I've repeatedly said to myself, I can't believe I didn't do this sooner. Just jump in, just do it. I think you will find this investment in your professional development, your academic development, and most significantly, your spiritual development is totally worth it.
It is really rewarding to be able to invest into your education again. And so it's something that is worth it. It does take time, but it is time that's been really, really well spent for me, as well as I'm seeing it in my family, I'm seeing it in my current ministry. I'm learning stuff that I'm actually able to apply right now, which is really, really special.
If you are feeling called to this, if you're feeling led to this, do it. God will provide. The faculty here is willing to help. There will be a learning curve, but it's doable.
If you are embarking upon a new career path, a seasoned professional, or simply sharpening skills for your current ministry context, Wheaton College Graduate School is here for you. We have a variety of flexible learning options, from 100% online programs to hybrid formats that blend on-campus intensives with online coursework, not to mention modular courses that fit any schedule. Whether you're drawn to programs such as biblical and theological studies, evangelism, or leadership, our programs are built to align with the dynamic needs of our world. I encourage you to head over to our website, dive into the full array of programs we offer, and see how you can further your calling with us. May God bless you as you seek to discern next steps in your journey.
In the beginning, God created. He created them. As God's image bearers, we are offered a sacred opportunity to reflect God's attributes. Through His inspiration, we embark on a journey of discovery, learning how He has gifted us to imagine, experiment, and explore. We embrace the mystery of the yet to be and seek to bring the unknown to light. These acts of creativity reflect our Maker, and so we become His reflections. Author, sculptor, weaver, orchestrator, gardener, craftsman, designer. And yet, we ourselves are unfinished works, being developed, inspired, and supported. To lean into these creative endeavors, we must practice vulnerability, vision, discipline, and commitment. While art often emerges quickly, it takes a lifetime to achieve the works that God has for us. The creator's journey requires both collaboration and solitude, time for rough ideas and polished performances. Artists have a special calling to articulate God's glory for the world to experience and understand through a human lens. This is the sacred call that compels us to live for Christ and His kingdom. At Wheaton, you will find a Christ-centered community of artistic and academic excellence. It is a grace-filled campus that is designed to nurture your skills and scholarship to pursue His calling. Whether you're in the classroom, the art studio, on stage, in chapel, alone, or with close friends, you'll flourish at Wheaton College. Consider your artistic potential and how it could change the world. How has God called you to reflect His glory? Explore the arts at Wheaton and rise to your God-given potential.
Every corner of Wheaton College holds a story of growth. The Wheaton Fund is at the heart of these stories, transforming lives for Christ and His kingdom. The Wheaton Fund is more than just financial support. It is the financial lifeblood of Wheaton College, empowering every aspect of our mission. Your contributions to the Wheaton Fund ensure that the students, faculty, and staff have the resources they need to thrive and make an impact for Christ. Your contributions assist in supporting spiritual formation through chapel and small groups, providing financial aid through need-based and academic scholarships, enriching faculty with competitive salaries and development opportunities, enhancing career development through the Center for Vocation and Career, equipping athletics with essential resources, strengthening campus ministries with training, support staff, and mission opportunities, improving facilities to create a better learning environment, and enhancing academic services to support every student's education. By supporting the Wheaton Fund, you help shape the future of Wheaton College and its students. Join us in empowering the next generation of Wheaties to build the church and benefit society.
Going to Christian college was important to me because I wanted that community of like-minded believers.
Being free to express my spiritual journey really helped me grow and foster a strong relationship with God.
Wheaton was willing to meet me where I was at in my faith journey. I was able to search for answers here, and they had answers to give me.
I thought coming to Wheaton that I would meet just a bunch of Christians who were like me. So when I got here, I was really surprised to find so many Christians from so many different walks of life who relate to God and worship in very different ways.
Being able to realize the uniqueness of my faith while still recognizing beauty in other people's has been the most impactful way that my studies have shaped my Christian faith.
My faith has been enriched in more ways than I could have imagined here at Wheaton. I will continue to serve Christ, whether it be overseas ministry or whether it be administration in a church. I'm excited to continue to walk through those doors.
I knew that I wanted to be a part of a community where I could grow in my faith with other people who have the same goals in mind as me. Wheaton will grow you spiritually and will give you community that really does want to walk alongside you. That's not just something that they throw on their taglines. Like, in my experience, that's something that's actually lived out here.
Welcome back to the second half of action between the Wheaton Thunder and Benedictine Eagles. If you're just tuning in, Benedictine has led the entire half so far. They start off with an 11-0 lead, but since then it's been back and forth. The Thunder have come within 3, but have been unable to take the lead. And so far, Benedictine with very strong offensive performance. The Thunder also hitting a lot of threes, but I'm Drew Swiston alongside with Tyler Collison. Tyler, how did the first half go from your perspective, and what can we be looking for in the second half?
Well, I think the key was the Eagles' scoring efficiency. I mean, they're shooting 80% from the free throw line, 67% from the three-point line, 60% from the field. They're really shooting the ball well. And you mentioned earlier they're not a team that puts up a lot of shots. They rely on their defense, and they're executing on the looks that they're getting. Offensively for the Thunder, they haven't been uninspiring. They just haven't been able to convert down low. I think you're going to want to see more drives and getting down inside, creating more three-point opportunities because they've been shooting that well, 46%. But they'll get more looks if they can draw the defense in and then dish it out.
And Benedictine will start off with the ball in the second half. It's Ryan Tucker, leading scorer so far for both teams with 14 points. Jump step from Ryan Sammons. Look it inside to Aiden Worth. He'll post up Winya with the hook shot, and it rattles in and out. Vanderwood comes down with the rebound. Dribbles off the court. He had a lot of transition points in the first half. As Carson Greer drives out to Vanderwood for three. Finds the splash zone, does Vanderwood. And the Thunder picking up where they left off. And what's crazy about that made three-pointer is that now the Thunder have a better three-point percentage than free throw percentage so far this game.
Yeah, that is not necessarily a stat you want to see, but obviously if it means you're shooting the three ball well, then it's good. But again, that play set up by the drive and dish out to Vanderwood.
That's good and bad as Worth takes the three. Nothing but net. Benedictine responds with a three of their own. Reed Olson bringing up the ball in place of Devin Martin. He came out in the first half with an injury. We'll see if he returns to the action here in the second half. Vanderwood pulls the trigger on another three, and that is good as well. He was 0 for 2 in the first half, but starting off strong here with 2 made threes in 2 consecutive possessions.
Little heat check there for Vanderwood.
Kyle Nebbs isn't the only guy who can make threes on this Wheaton team. They're a team full of shooters. Salmons with the dribble drive. Kicks out to Worth. Worth with the three, and that's off the backboard. Vanderwood dribbling up in transition with the fadeaway. Way off the glass, off the mark, but that'll be out on LaPlante. And you see Vanderwood there getting up in transition. He's been the catalyst for Wheaton, doing that all game.
If there's one thing Noah Mason's proved, it's that it's hard to go over him or through him.
An inbounds pass to Greer. 2 points for the Thunder, brings the deficit back to within 3. That's the closest they've been all game, as the Eagles thought that was going out to Richardson on the side, but the Thunder instead with the dish to Greer. It's only 4 points on the game for Greer so far, pretty low after his 24-point game against Hope College last Saturday.
That's the second time the inbounds play has been successful.
And Richardson strips that away from Tucker. Richardson dribbles up the floor, kicks it out to Olsen. Olsen for 3, bang! And this is a tie game for the first time tonight, as the Thunder coming out hot with 3 3-pointers early on within these first 3 minutes. The drive, but Richardson with his second steal of the half, anticipating there. Mason's pass to Worth on the inside. Greer drives, spin move, and it's short. And the ref's going to say that LaPlante touched it while he was out of bounds. Thunder ball. There's a couple of substitutions here for Benedictine. It's Pavel Magazine coming in for Aiden Worth. And Ryan Salmon's out. He'll be replaced by Hudson Parker.
Yeah, Soren only 2 points in that first half, but he's made a lot of big plays that aren't showing up just on the point sheet. And it's helped make this a tie game.
Vanderwood dribbles top of the three-point line, gets it out to Richardson. As you mentioned, he's averaging 18 games, only scored 2 tonight. But he's been helped out by his teammates as Vanderwood goes up. No one home, is forced to turn it over. The Thunder taking all the momentum so far to start this first half, but expect Benedictine to respond with some offense of their own. They were on fire in the first half. And how's this for a stat? Coming into the game, Benedictine shooting 45% from the field, 68% from free throw, 33% from 3. Tonight in the first half, they shot 60.7 from the field, 66% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line, as that's a travel call to Noah Mason. Yeah, his pivot foot, he picked it up off the ground, and that's the correct call from the referee.
Yeah, we mentioned, gonna want to see how this game plays out compared to last year. The Thunder had a 48-31 lead at the half, and that 17 points vanished. Benedictine was able to hold on to an 85-84 lead. And the Thunder been trailing all game long and have now tied it up here into the second half, trying to flip the script and get back at these Eagles who did the same thing to them.
And it's only been 3 games, but that's been a theme for the Thunder so far this year. In their last 2 games against Lake Forest and Hope College, they've had leads, but at Lake Forest, they blew a 20-point lead in the second half, still held on for the win at that one. But against Hope College, they're up by 10 with 5 minutes left, up by 5 with 1 minute left, and they found a way to lose that game, unfortunately. So it'll be interesting to see whether the Thunder, playing from behind now instead of ahead, are able to finish this game off well.
Yeah, having the moniker "no lead is safe" is good as long as it doesn't apply to you being the team with the lead. So trying to prove they can come back and do it the other way. Tie ball game though.
And we're glad to see Devin Martin come back in. He limped off the floor in the first half, but it looks like he's doing better now. And the Thunder have a plus 26 differential in their first 3 games in the first half, but in the second half they have a negative 16 differential. But this game looks like they're flipping the script on that. Olsen swings it over to Vanderwood. Vanderwood back to Olsen. Richardson comes off the screen, kicks it out, and that's going to be out of bounds as Vanderwood was looking to set an off-ball screen for Devin Martin, but a little miscommunication there. Another turnover for the Thunder.
Yeah, Richardson just got trapped down low. And nothing really he could do with that. Vanderwood now on the same page.
And despite Benedictine probably having a stronger defense than Wheaton, Benedictine has turned the ball over 11 times so far compared to Wheaton only 8 times. And Noah Mason rises up for the slam. That's his second impressive dunk of the game, and he just got the angle there. So Wheaton, Carson Greer, she's off to Vanderwood. Olsen looking for Richardson. The drive, the kick out to Vanderwood. The three, and that's long, but Richardson, second offensive rebound of the game for him. Olsen getting inside to Greer. Greer to Richardson, to Olsen for three, and it's off the mark. And that's going to be a foul called on Devin Martin on the off-ball play. The Thunder now shooting 9 for 16 from three. Benedictine shooting 7 for 11. Both teams have been on fire, leading to the high score that you see on the scoreboard right now for early on in the second half.
Yeah, how about the 6'5" Noah Mason getting up and over the 6'8" Carson Greer. Got a little bunny and a jam there on that last possession. He'll head to the bench.
The three-pointer, it's good from Ryan Tucker. He was 2 for 3 in the first half. He now has 17 points on the night, leading all scorers. So Wheaton attempting to answer back. They tied the game, but a little 5-0 run from the Eagles. Swings over Devin Martin. Martin inside to Greer. He'll be fighting against Pavel Magazine. 6'9" forward for Benedictine. That ball is stripped away, but Wheaton basketball. That was number 3, Hudson Parker there, coming in the double team. And if you're Carson Greer, you gotta be ready to kick that ball out when that double team comes. An off-ball foul here on Benedictine as Richardson and Greer were fighting inside. I didn't have a great angle on that one, but Benedictine first foul of the half. We'll try it again here on the baseline. Martin looking, finds Greer. And that's going to be a moving screen call on Carson Greer. Another turnover for Wheaton. Carson Greer mentioned had the big double-double, 24 points, 12 rebounds against Hope, but he's really been shut down. Benedictine has some good defenders inside, and Greer tonight not scoring a lot, only 5 points, 7 now. 5 points in the first half, 7 on the night. It's Ryan Tucker, tonight's leading scorer so far. Is Connor Glasgow. Had a hot first half with a fadeaway jumper and a nice shot from Glasgow, and he's been coming in clutch off the bench. 12 points now. And Vanderwood in transition, going up strong. Muscles it home. Now Parker will bring it. Parker for the Eagles to bring it up. Back cut's not there. Thunder challenging these passing lanes. This crowd chants D up. Glasgow hasn't missed yet tonight. For 3, and that one's off the mark. Hudson Parker fighting for the rebound. It'll be off of him. Substitution here as Brady Winya comes in for Carson Greer. Couple substitutions actually for the Thunder. Soren Richardson comes out early on in the second half, and he hasn't made as much of an impact either, as not as much as we'd expect. As you mentioned, he's had some nice defensive plays. He's been working. He's been doing a good job, but it just hasn't resulted in a lot of points.
Yeah, he's only been on the floor for 13 minutes, which is a surprising number for him, for a guy who's normally...
And Martin finds Nebs open in the corner! Nebs cans it in, and that's Nebs' 4th 3 of the game. He's averaging 4 per game so far this year. The Thunder pull to within 2.
I love being interrupted by Kyle Nebs. He can do that whenever.
And that's going to be a foul on Winya. And that was a really nice job. Benedictine back there, double team Devin Martin. But Martin, point guard for Wheaton, averaging 6 assists per game, able to find Nebs for a wide open three. And if you're the Eagles, you don't want to see Nebs with that much room to shoot. Worth comes up for the screen. Parker drives, doubled, kicks it out to Worth. Worth was wide open, and he's short. That's an easy rebound for Noah Mason. Mason will drive, try to kick it out. Worth comes down with it. Now the Eagles have a numbers advantage. The ball is tipped. It's going to be a 3 for Tucker, and that's long. Another offensive rebound, though, for Noah Mason. He's averaging 10 total rebounds on the year. 3 offensive rebounds per game.
Oh, and this is infuriating for Coach Schauer. A 3rd possession on this trip.
And that's going to be a foul on Nebs as Connor Glasgow tries to drive down the baseline. And if I had to guess, Connor Veers is coming in for Kyle Nebs right now. Oh, comes in for Devin Martin. Was wrong on that one.
Can't take Kyle Nebs off the court.
Yeah, he's been on fire, and one of the reasons why the Thunder are still in this game, because Carson Greer and Soren Richardson, some of the Thunder's premier inside scorers, just haven't been able to find that space. As Veers here in transition tries to drive, but it's tapped away by Ryan Tucker. And yeah, as I was saying, the Thunder just haven't been able to score in the paint a lot so far. They only had 12 points in the paint out of their 40 in the first half, and the 3-point shooting has been making up for that lack of scoring inside. So Reed Olson here pulls the trigger, rims in and out, but Vanderwood comes down with the offensive rebound after Brady Winya challenges it. Really got to give half the credit to him there. As Nebs, that ball is tipped by Mason. Mason dribbling down the floor with the Euro step and silky smooth finger roll. A nice play by Mason as he just is able to take advantage of that transition opportunity, and Coach Schauer immediately sends Carson Greer and Soren Richardson to the scorer's table.
Yeah, if nothing else, they need help on defense down low. Noah Mason has been a handful for this Thunder defense.
Vanderwood pulls up from the free throw line. It's short off the rim. Mason looks up to Glasgow. Glasgow pulls back. Sends back to Mason. Swings it over. And that 3 is good from Ryan Simmons from deep. And the Thunder had tied this game in the first half, but the Eagles retained their lead, an 8-point lead at halftime. The Thunder, despite a strong opening, have only chipped that lead down 1 point to 7, and Coach Schauer is not happy right now.
Yeah, they came out strong to open the second half, but then they have just when they try to inch back and tie it up, they can't get scores and stops consecutively.
And it's really been a defensive issue for the Thunder, and that's really their weakness this season. They have a lot of talent on offense. They got the size, they got the 3-point shooting. They really have everything they need on offense, but on defense, they just give up a lot of open shots. They don't rotate fast enough, and they don't challenge enough shots like that one from outside. Ryan Tucker was wide open. He now has 3 threes on the night. I believe that was actually Salmons there on the 3, but either way, he was wide open.
Yeah, they were tempting him to shoot his first of the game, and he converted, and that's just been the story of the Eagles' offense. Is every chance they've been converting, and in the first 3 games that they've played, the Thunder have allowed a 20-plus point shooter in each of those contests, and Tucker now at 17 points is close to making that a 4th consecutive in a row, and that is something that is frustrating defensively for this Wheaton team.
Benedictine coming back to their 1-2-2 press, box and 1 press as it's called. Basketball parlance says Thunder able to break free. Olsen, point guard so far this game, as Devin Martin hasn't seen as many minutes as usual. And that's going to be a foul. It looks like that's whistled on Ibrahim Igala.
Yeah, he just got his arm around inside there on Veers.
As Richardson pops out to the sideline, drives, and the finish, and that's the Soren Richardson we know and love. Swarmed by Benedictine defenders, somehow was able to get that ball up and in the hoop.
And that's how he scored his first bucket, and that's only his second. But that's what they're going to want, is him to drive in strong.
Another three for Salmons. Nothing but net. And you can see Coach Schauer's frustration there on the sidelines as that's just far too much space. Christian Veers, the dribble drive there. Carson Greer can get back out to Olsen. Richardson trying to figure out what to do with it. Out to Veers. Veers pulls the trigger! And Wheaton responds with a three of their own. That's Carson Veers with his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, hoping to get him going.
Salmons will drive. Going nowhere. And he finds Ryan Tucker. Tucker will pull it back. Swings over to Igala. Igala back to Salmons. Shot clock running down, 5 seconds. Salmons drives, puts it up with the left hand and off the glass. You can see, again, Coach Schauer's frustration there on the sideline, as that was actually solid defense on that possession, but Benedictine still able to put up a decent shot, and Greer drawing the foul there. Nice drive for him.
Some more big free throws. And you mentioned not a lot of scoring in the paint, but even though the lack of scoring in the paint, the fact that this is only a 7-point game.
Yeah, it really speaks to how the Thunder are connecting from three. And with that free throw made, the Thunder's free throw percentage is now above their three-point percentage. Previously, they're shooting 52% from three. Now they're 7 for 13 from the charity stripe. Back down to 50% though, as Greer misses that second one. Take back what I just said.
When you're not shooting well from the free throw line and you're not converting them points in the paint, it's hard to win a basketball game, but they're hanging around.
Yeah, and that's really all that you need to do if you're not quite getting the fundamentals as well. Oh, and that's going to be a carry for Salmons, as he was about to attempt to dribble handoff, but then decided not to and dribbled again. Second carry, actually, for the Eagles tonight. That'll probably be something they work out in practice. It's Martin here, back in the game. Reed Olsen has been the point guard for much of the game, as Richardson with the 1-on-1 opportunity drives and muscles that shot in off the glass right over 6'7" Aiden Worth, and Richardson starting to score a little bit more in the second half.
Yeah, Soren just has to keep taking those. Doesn't matter if they put three guys in, that's how he scored all three of them.
And Worth dribbles that off his foot. Richardson picks it up. That's another steal for him, his third of the night. Martin with the fake inside to Vanderwood. With the finish, Vanderwood now the first player in this game to score 20 points, as he has 21 on the night.
What a pass there, and fine for Martin. Little sneaky finesse and a great finish.
Martin, as you've mentioned, leading the team with 6 assists this season. Great court vision as Worth posts up. No double team comes. He puts up a shot, but is short, but an easy grab for Salmons on the offensive board. And again, looking over at Coach Schauer's reaction. That's another offensive rebound as Mason tries to put Kyle Nebbs on the poster. Kyle Nebbs isn't going to allow that to happen, though, but it is a shooting foul. Will send Mason to the line.
Bit of a late whistle. That's Nebbs picking up his third.
Honestly, Nebbs did a pretty good job there for how much Mason was able to step into that jump. He looked like he was about to slam that one home for the third time this game, but Nebbs doesn't allow it to happen, and it pays off as Mason misses his first free throw. You go back to the replay there. Vanderwood with that layup and Martin with a nice find. Short again on the free throw. Two rare misses for Noah Mason, as previously before this game he'd been 11 for 12 from the line.
And a big possession here from the Thunder.
And that's going to be a defensive foul, off-ball foul on Connor Glasgow as Richardson trying to free himself. See on the replay there, if you're a defender, you can't inhibit the offensive players movement, and there he had his arm all the way across, and Soren Richardson couldn't move as freely as he wanted to, and that'll be a foul all day. Richardson with a jumper, knocks it down, and once again, we have a tie game. It was tied at 51. The Eagles took a 7-point lead, and now the Thunder have fought back and tied the game once again. The pendulum swing of this game keeps going back and forth as a steal from Devin Martin. Martin puts up a random shot, just kind of throws it up there, but he draws the foul. And now the Thunder have a chance after this Devin Martin steal to take the lead for the first time all game.
Yeah, smart there. Draw contact, throw it up, get to the line, now convert. And we mentioned you can only poke the Soren Richardson Bear for so long. He's starting to get hot here late, and better late than never.
And that is not something you want to see if you're the head coach for the Eagles, Jordan Townsend. As Richardson is a nightmare to defend in a one-on-one matchup. As Devin Martin hits that first free throw, and for the first time all game, Wheaton has the lead. We'll see how this last 8 minutes play out as Winya able to grab the offensive board. Martin over to Nebbs. Nebbs will pull the trigger, and it's long, and the crowd was ready to get going for that one, but that's a defensive foul for the Eagles. I'm not sure. It looks like that was number 21 that got on the foul. Pavel Magazine, and he was grabbing Winya's arm and holding it down, I think was the reason why they called it. Is to get it to Winya. He struggles to corral it. He does. Pivots. Blocked. Magazine, his 6'9" frame, able to protect the rim that time, and he's substituted out for Aiden Worth.
Yeah, Winya doing an excellent job in this possession. 2 boards.
Richardson doubled and draws another foul, and you can see the frustration from the Eagles bench as that's the 3rd foul call on this possession. And they've just been ticky-tacky fouls that you really don't want to see this late in the game and this close of a matchup.
And you don't want to see multiple fouls on one trip down the floor.
Yeah, and that puts the Thunder in the bonus now as Richardson heads to the line. He's usually a really good free throw shooter. He's missed a couple tonight, but drains that one. Extends the Thunder's newfound lead to 2 points.
Yeah, he missed the front end of the one-on-one the first half. Converts there.
Knocks down the second one. Eagles looking to reset here as that was a long time in their half of the court. Now Hudson Parker dribbling up, dribbles over to the side, gets it to Mason. This is the one-on-one matchup that the Eagles want. Mason, the team's leading scorer. Pump fakes again, and draws the foul off Vanderwood. And a little contact after the play there. Won't lead to anything, though.
That's so smart there for Mason. Fakes once, not there. Fakes twice, gets the defender up in the air, and that's when you're able to convert. That's tough. You got to time that exactly right. And once you're off your feet, you're dead to rights.
Yeah, that's what they taught me in basketball camp. Pump fake. It's a great move. Gets your defender off balance, draws the foul. But Mason here, struggling from the line recently. He's now 2 for 5 from the charity stripe. About to attempt another one here. And these are key free throws, and free throws only get more critical as the game goes on. He nets that one. That's going to be a timeout called from Jordan Townsend, the Benedictine coach. And Tyler, Thunder have been down this entire game, trailed by 8 at halftime. What have you seen different in the second half?
Well, their defense looks much more inspired. They're creating more turnovers. They created a lot in the first half. Now starting to get some points off of them. Starting to pinch down low. We didn't see a lot of help in the first half, and now that the defense is starting to help one another, I think they're communicating better. We know the offense is there. We know that the #1 ranked team in the conference. The offense is not an issue. You have Kyle Nebs. But defensively, it's just been a little bit lackluster. But if they can get that going, they're a very scary team.
Yeah, it's a great example for the Thunder of turning defense into offense. said that before, I'll say it again. It's really key. Talk about complementary football sometimes, complementary basketball too. Thunder have been doing that well the second half as Martin swings it over to Greer. Greer with the dribble handoff to Richardson, and that's not a good foul from Ryan Tucker. As you're just sending Richardson to the line with 2 guaranteed points here as the Thunder are now in the bonus.
We mentioned, next man up, Greer only having 8 points after his 24 last time, and now Vanderwood stepping up 21 points today. So Coach Shower's got a lot of options he can go to, get points from anyone.
Yeah, and that's a stark contrast to how the team looked last year. Last year, if Sterling Richardson didn't have a good game or the other team was able to shut him down, the Thunder didn't have as many options behind him, but now they got Nibs from beyond the arc, they got Greer inside, they got Devin Martin and Vanderwood from mid-range creating shots as Richardson misses that second free throw. A little off from the line today. It's Benedictine, the chance to even it up here with the 3. Parker dribbling, a lot of dribbling, not a lot of ball movement. Tucker slows it down, and you just see a lot of errant passes from Benedictine as they're kind of tiring up. Shot put up by Benedictine. That one's off the mark. Richardson now with the ISO matchup against Connor Glasgow. He decides to kick it back out. Martin swings over to Nebs. Nebs will pull that, and it's just short. But Carson Greer, and they're going to whistle Benedictine with another foul as Greer in there trying to get the offensive rebound. Honestly, it looked like a jump ball from the replay, but I guess the ref saw something we didn't. And Benedictine just really frustrated with their fouling right now, and sometimes that can be a sign that they're tired. They've been a lot more sloppy on the offensive and defensive end, and that's why they fouled so much. Carson Greer knocks the first free throw down. Previously, before this game, he'd only been shooting 2 for 7 from the free throw line. Gets that one to go.
Well, you mentioned last year the scoring. Richardson today, only 11 points. If that happened at any point last year, it's just not a game that the Thunder feel like they can win. And now this year, they feel like they can lean in to these other guys, and it's been impressive. Obviously, Richardson's still the guy, but he doesn't have to have.
Sammons trying to lob up to Mason, but Mason was nowhere near open as the Thunder force another turnover. Maybe not even force, just take advantage of another turnover. Reed Olson for 3 from the Richardson pass, and it's short. And that would have extended the Thunder's lead to 8. It's already the largest lead of the game at 5 points here.
Yeah,
Benedictine.
Richardson doesn't have to have a perfect game in order to win, and we're seeing that play out. And he's creating a lot of chances for these other guys, and everyone's stepping up in the defense. Multiple stops here.
Tucker was asking for the screen, but it doesn't lead to anything. Martin with the block, but also the contact and the foul. Wheaton bench doesn't like that one.
Yeah, Coach Shower wanting an explanation over on the sideline.
Ryan Tucker will head to the line. He's got 17 on the night. 6 for 9 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3. Now 3 for 3 from the line. And that recent turnover that the Eagles had is their 16th of the game, which is quite a lot. They're averaging 13 so far in their first 3 games. It's a timeout taken by Benedictine as they draw this game to within 4. I haven't talked about the Benedictine coach yet, Jordan Townsend. He actually played for the University of Dubuque in the early 2010s, and he was on that team that made it to the NCAA tournament, and he was the leading assister on that team, which is interesting because Coach Shower was also a point guard. He played for Wheaton, and when he graduated, he was Wheaton's 3rd all-time leading assister. So we got 2 point guards here coaching these squads.
Yeah, and we're seeing the way that they want to have this game played, moving that ball around quickly, getting guys open. And once they found that form, both teams have been able to score well. When the ball moves slower, it's allowing this Thunder defense to collapse in, and it's just not led to a lot of points here for the Eagles. I think this timeout's going to be key trying to get the offense back on track because they've been successful. They just haven't been able to find these looks and convert like they were throughout most of this game.
The Thunder outscoring the Eagles 34-23 in this second half after being down 48-40 at the break. It's been a remarkable turn of events, and the last 4 times these teams have played each other, 3 of those games have been decided by a single possession, and it's looking like it's going to head that way tonight as well. So the Thunder will take the ball here out all the way from the end line, and Benedictine coming back with their box and one press. It was really successful early on in the first half. I was wondering why they didn't bring it back in the second half, but now looking to hurry the Thunder up, perhaps create some turnovers of their own. Cross-court pass from Martin. Finds Olsen, and Olsen now setting up the offense. Swings it out to Martin. Martin dribbles, defended by Mason. ISO matchup with Richardson. This is what they want. Richardson finds Martin for 3. It's short, but Greer grabs the offensive board. Olsen brings it back out. No hurry for the Thunder. About 5 minutes left to go. They have the 3-point lead. Martin scans the court. Hands it off to Greer. Greer drives, kicks. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Olsen out to Martin. Martin for 3, and he banks it in. The bank is open for Devin Martin. That's his first 3 of the night. First field goal, actually, as his 2 points have come off free throws. That extends the Thunder's lead to 6, their largest of the game.
And that's a killer for the Eagles to let that whole shot clock drain out and then still give up points.
Another turnover as an errant pass stolen away by Carson Greer, and Richardson comes away with it. Now Martin kicks out to Richardson. Richardson, a lot of room to operate, drives, and a late whistle. I'm actually not too sure about that one. It seems like he just lost control of the ball. Oh, actually looking at the replay, Aiden Worth definitely made some contact there. Hit him with the arm. Now Richardson head to the line. 2 guaranteed free throws. He's only 3 for 6 on the night, but usually a very good free throw shooter. He shot over 80% last year. First one is good. And if you're Benedictine, potentially down 8 points after this free throw attempt, you're going to want to turn up the pressure.
Greer heads to the bench. So I expect they're going to start relying more heavily on Noah Mason down low.
Yeah, and they don't have to hurry here necessarily, but they do want to be quick, as they don't have a lot of time, and Thunder's defense has been locking up this second half as Noah Mason goes up with the shot, but draws the foul. It's Brady Winya there. That's his 3rd foul, 7th team foul.
Yeah, with Greer on the bench, that's going to be a matchup they're going to look to exploit. No one has really been able to defend him that well. Greer just, with his size, is able to handle him better. But he's been tough all night.
And you read Coach Shower's mind as Greer comes right back in for Winya. Greer, a great all-around game. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. It's been key for the Thunder in defense, as 4 Thunder players so far this game have at least 2 steals. They've got 11 steals on the night, forcing a lot of turnovers. And again, they're kind of flipping the script because Benedictine came into the game having stronger defensive numbers, as Martin dribbles into the trap there, but he gets it out to Vanderwood, but it's tipped away. Turnover for Wheaton, but Greer comes from behind Ryan Tucker with a clutch steal, and as I just mentioned, he had 2 before. That's his 3rd of the night.
Yeah, it was a big play there. Got the turnover. The Eagles, though, when they get those, they're going to have to convert.
Richardson finds Greer in the corner. Bang! The Thunder take a 9-point lead off that Carson Greer 3. He's shooting 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. And that's the Thunder's 13th 3 of the night. They're shooting 48% from beyond the arc, and just so impressive the way the Thunder have been able to manage the second half.
Yeah, you think Greer's having a quiet night, and you look up and you see he's the second leading scorer, and we get 13 from him, 13 from Richardson, 21 from Vanderwood, 12 from Olsen, 12 from Nebbs. It's everyone starting to contribute, and when this is happening, the offense is hard to stop, and the drought here has been severe for the Eagles offense. Running out of time, got to get something going. It can't just be Mason. They've got to find somebody else. Gonna need some trays here that they shot well in the first half. Remember, they were shooting 66% in the first half. Now we knew that was gonna be hard to maintain, but they haven't been able to find other ways to score when their efficiency is not as high.
Yeah, and their numbers are still looking decent. They haven't made as many shots this half, but really it's just been about the turnovers. They just haven't even had as many shot opportunities because of them not being able to take care of the ball. They put up 28 field goals in the first half. They've only put up 15 so far this half, and there's not that much time left on the clock.
Yeah, and as the clock dwindles, it gets even harder to hold on to the ball. You get more panicked.
And Tucker there with a nice play, catching Richardson off balance in the closeout. And an aggressive press here from the Eagles. It's the most aggressive we've seen all night as they're trying to get turnovers, trying to get steals off these passes. But Richardson finds Greer for the layup. An effective press break for the Thunder, canceling out Tucker's bucket. He's the leading scorer, by the way, for the Eagles, 19 points. The three from Glasgow, and that one's just a little off the mark. And that's going to be an opposite court foul on Noah Mason. I think that's his fourth of the night, if that is on him, and it is. He's one away from fouling out, and if you're the coach of Benedictine, Jordan Townsend, that's not a foul you want to see. It's all the way on the other side of the court. You're giving Devin Martin a chance to hit 2 free throws here, extend this lead to double digits.
Although the Wheaton Thunder offense has played well and the defense has stepped up, that Tucker lay on that last possession does get him to 21 points, so that's now 4 straight that they've allowed a 20-plus point shooter. So even though they've been able to pull away here a little bit, that is something that Coach Jauer is going to be upset with. You can't allow one guy to beat you.
I'm almost certain Coach Jauer will bring up the Thunder's defense in the post-game interview tonight.
Especially when Tucker, he second in the team in the last matchup with 19. You know he's a guy that they're going to lean on, and they've allowed him to get open and get active, 21.
Yeah, and he was just wide open that drive. When you play better teams later on in the season, you can't allow that to be happening. But Tucker here with the pump fake, gets Richardson off his feet, kicks it back out. The fade off the glass. A nice bucket from Hudson Parker. That's his first made shot of the night. As the Thunder now will attempt to break this press. Vanderwood dribbles to the middle. He's immediately trapped. Coach Jauer might be trying to call a timeout here, and he does. Good decision from Coach Jauer, as that is not the way you beat the press, by dribbling right into that corner. And Benedictine, the nice job trapping Vanderwood.
Yeah, and they've gotten stuck in those traps quite a few times as press is working. Smart timeout there. And now it's got to be stops and scores here. 9 points, 2.5 minutes. You can't allow too many more buckets to go in. When you get open looks, they're going to have to fall now at this point. It's starting to get a little bit do or die here. I expect to see more pressure. And again, it's going to be, can the Thunder offense hit more free throws? They're going to be important.
Something we haven't mentioned so far this game is that two usual players for Benedictine are out. Brandon McCoy and Ja Cole. Combined, they're averaging 19 points per game for this Eagles squad, but they're both out due to injuries. That's certainly been affecting the Eagles as they've been struggling to find ways to score in the second half. It's Vanderwood here, trying to get around the pressure from Mason. He does. He puts up the shot and one. As Vanderwood with his third bucket and free throw of the night. And just great ball handling from Vanderwood.
and so strong. He went up through that contact, even had a hand on the ball a little bit there. And that was a tough take. Earns his trip to the line.
And he sinks the free throw. The Thunder now 1 point away from their third 90-point outing of the season. An extremely impressive stat, and the only time they haven't done it was against Hope College, where their shooting was just way off and the numbers were way down, as a foul by Carson Greer there on the three-pointer from Nathan LaPlante.
And unfortunately, that is about the worst thing you could do, is send 3 balls to be shot there at the free throw line. Clock stops, free opportunity to score. If there was about the worst thing you could do, besides maybe an and 1 3, it was that.
In that game against Hope College, the Thunder only shot 43% from the field, and worst of all, only 26% from 3, way down from their usual numbers. And that's, even so, they only lost by 1 point. But the offense back in full form tonight. LaPlante misses that second free throw. If he makes this, he'll bring the Thunder lead back down to 10. The Thunder did not have the lead tonight until midway through this second half. Benedictine, if you didn't tune in for the first half, Benedictine opened the game with an 11-0 run. They're up 8 points at halftime, but in the second half, it's been all Thunder. Another timeout by Coach Schauer. Some frustration there from the Benedictine bench as they felt they had a turnover.
That's the second time Vanderwood's gotten stuck over there. Bailed out again from Coach Schauer.
And Coach Schauer has mentioned that the Thunder need to work on their press break. And they haven't had a lot of time to do that since he said that a week ago. But so far, it has not been super strong, as the Eagles here have been able to pressure them into making some bad decisions.
Well, and every coach is a perfectionist, obviously. Coach Schauer wants both sides of the ball, every aspect of the game to be well-oiled. But overall, great fight here from the Thunder to get back in this one, especially the way the last matchup unfolded, both against Hope and last year's matchup against the Eagles. They've shown a lot of grit here. Of course, 2 minutes has been an issue the last 2 minutes of games for the Thunder, hoping they can hold on to this.
The Thunder pass it right into another trap, but Martin is able to get that one away. And Noah Mason has just fouled out of the game. He's their second leading scorer on the night with 13 points. He's also had 8 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. Been a key contributor for this Eagles squad, but he is now out. Ibrahim Igala will take his place as Vanderwood heads to the line.
Yeah, that's a dagger there to lose him.
And that's 90 points for the Thunder, the third time they've done that this season. Just such a high-powered offense, as we've mentioned already. And if they can get things to work better on the defensive side of things, this could be a really good squad in the CCAW. Benedictine here. Salmons take the ball, looking to create a quick opportunity. LaPlante will pull the 3 immediately, short off the rim. Vanderwood will dribble and turns the ball over. Could have just taken his time, pulled on the rebound, tried to get on transition. Nice defense from Igala. Thunder, though, still with a 13-point lead. Minute 45 left to go. Salmons will drive, put it up with the left hand off the glass. An impressive touch and finish from Salmons. Brings this lead down to 11 with a minute and a half to go. There have been bigger comebacks than this in college basketball before. It's certainly not over as Devin Martin works his way through the defense. Safely to the other side. And attempted trap for Benedictine, but the foul called. Looks like that was... It looks like that was Salmons. Oh, no, I apologize. That was Ryan Tucker on the foul. We'll bring Devin Martin to the line.
Though I think this lead should be safe at this point. the end of game play from the Thunder this season early has not been crisp. And
2 missed free throws there from Devin Martin. That's part of the reason why Wheaton lost to Hope College on that brutal buzzer-beating 3 was they missed free throws then, and Soren Richardson with the steal goes up and the layup. Soren Richardson now with 15 points on the night. He only had 2 in the first half, but he's caught on fire in the second as the three-pointer off the rim. Vanderwood comes down with the rebound, dribbles free, and he's fouled there by Connor Glasgow. And it looks like that might be your dagger with the Soren Richardson steal and layup. He's just got such great instincts. That's his 4th steal of the game.
Yeah, the Eagles lucky that Soren didn't bring the house down on that one. The student section wanted it. Soren laid that one in. It's another veteran move. But well fought here from the Thunder. They sharpened up on defense. Saw a lot more communication, a lot more help. Leaning in on their size. Better execution here in the second half. Except for the end of the game, I think it's still going to be something that Coach Schauer is going to look to tighten up. It's just been a little bit sloppy, and they had a lead that they were able to protect, but some mistakes that they are not going to want to keep continuing to make throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, the Eagles only with 32 points in the second half. They just haven't been the same. They just don't look the same as they did in the first half. As that ball up for Ryan Tucker, it's kind of a double dribble, but refs don't call it. Igala out to Salmons. Salmons will use the screen to put up the 3. That's an air ball. But Tucker will chuck it off Martin, but Martin comes down with it. 38 seconds left. Wheaton with a 15-point lead. Gets up to Richardson, and Benedictine saying no fouls. It looks like that will do it. Wheaton's going to give the ball back to Benedictine eventually. But Wheaton with an impressive second half outscored the Eagles 55-32. Just a dominant performance, turning things around and flipping the script, as previously this season they've given up big leads. Now they're the ones to come back from a big deficit.
Yeah, and important to show that they can get themselves back in games, that they can rely on defense to get going. Great all-around game. It wasn't pretty at all times, but a lot of grit, a lot of fight in this team, and a big win against a good team.
And that will do it as the buzzer sounds and Wheaton preserves its early undefeated home record with a 95-80 victory over the Benedictine Eagles. If you didn't tune in for the first half, we talked about it a lot. Benedictine led the entire first half, but Wheaton able to fight back with some strong defense and strong offense in the second half, and they'll come away with the win here tonight.
Yeah, how about the 28 from Vanderwood, too? Just to acknowledge him and the fight that he put up, and this whole team contributing. Great all-around win.
And Coach Schauer runs over to the student section, hyping them up. A 95-80 win for the Wheaton Thunder over the Benedictine Eagles. Coach, congrats on the strong win tonight. It was great to see your guys fight back from a deficit early in the first half. How do you feel about the game?
Yeah, well, ultimately pleased. You know, we really had a hangover from Saturday. We played much better Saturday, actually, and that was such a disappointing loss. We really had a hangover, and I thought the first half we just kind of looked like we felt sorry for ourselves, going through the motions. I'm not sure the AD would love how intense the basketball coach was at halftime, but I got on him pretty good. And I haven't done that with this team in all year because we're young, but I just felt like we were kind of moping around and feeling sorry for ourselves and not playing very hard, to be honest. And fortunately, they received it. And I thought early in the second half, a couple shots Kai and Vanderwood hit were huge. In the first half, the guy that actually kept us in the game was Reed Olson. Reed Olson was the one player I thought that played above his norm. in that first half and competed and made some plays that kind of kept us in a game that, we were in danger of falling away from. So if this team will ever, so if my math is right, we gave up 32 in the second half.
That's correct.
If we'll do that, we're going to beat a lot of people.
Thanks, Coach. Well, as you heard from Coach Schauer, Wheaton, very strong performance. Make sure to tune in Friday night for Wheaton's game in the Lee Fund Classic against St. Scholastica College. I'm Drew Swiston alongside with my partner Tyler Collison. We'll see you next time on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network.